Hey!
I love the anticipation there. You were like, oh, hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. We'll just give it a few more minutes just as people start to pile in, but we can already see that there are so many incredible people from all over the community who have joined us today from all over the world. Big hello to everybody. But this is the first proper webinar of the year, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, it is.
I was about to say it was my first, but I've done some masterclasses, so I can't say it's my first. But
the first sort of community
one.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is nice.
Yeah. So I wanted to go, I mean, first of all, I think it's only prudent that we go through and just like ask each other how our year went, you know? Like how are you finding the new year, Amy?
Yeah, it's had a good start so far. A little bit of a bumpy start, but then getting back into the office, seeing everyone, getting all excited for everything that we have planned. Yeah, I'm getting back into the rhythm of it, because it's always, beginning of the year.
Everyone seems to have had a bumpy start to the new year. I don't know what that.
I mean, part of it's just being full up of food and things, and then, and then finding that energy to get back in. But it's hard not to in this office. So yeah, excited to be back and to be with you lovely people, and to be back doing webinars and things. So yeah, exciting.
And Elle, how about you? How's your new year? I think you're muted. Hold on. Can we unmute Elle?
There we go. I'm all good. Sorry. Yeah, no, mine was really nice. It's very relaxed, very chill. But like Amy, I'm excited to be back into it. And yeah, hit the ground running. Let's go. I'm buzzing for this webinar. Buzzing to just, allow the Wakelet wave to just go.
I love it. What about you, James?
Exactly the same. Yeah, I feel like it's been too long without a webinar. We're now in a new year, just like Amy and Elle and yourself, Misbah. Just very excited to get going again and show you some amazing ways to use Wakelet immediately and also throughout the year as well. And of course, behind the scenes, we obviously have a lot of things up our sleeve that we'll be showing you for the rest of 2022 as well.
It's going to be a really, really exciting year. Like out of every single year that I've ever been at Wakelet, I'm super, super excited about this one. Like like James said, there's so many cool things that are happening, so many new things that are happening as well. And you as a community are just getting bigger and doing more and more incredible things every single day. So it's amazing. I have to admit, I was kind of nervous before this webinar. I've not done a webinar in a while, guys. I know you've probably missed me. I know that I've missed you all. But just being back here, it's like being home. And I can see that there's so many awesome people in the chat who are sharing their Happy New Year messages with us all and so on and so forth. So it's good to be back, and welcome to this webinar today. Today we wanted to keep it kind of chill, right? We know it's the first webinar back of the year, the first community webinar, and I think that it would just be an amazing idea to just go through and share some really cool things that we've picked up over the new year on ways that we can think of Wakelet and how it can organize the things that we're going to be doing in 2022. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. We've all chosen some of the use cases which we think are the most powerful and the ones which we think are going to be the most useful for you guys going into 2022. But at the same time, I'm sure there's plenty of ideas out there that we haven't showcased and that we probably won't showcase today because Wakelet. But everybody in the chat, if you have an idea, if you have any feedback or any responses or any triggers that the ideas that we show might share with you, please just let us know in the chat, because you know what these webinars are like. It's all about participation, and we'll shout them out as well if we think they're really cool. Okay, so first of all, I think we're going to speak with Amy, and we're going to see what Amy has chosen to share when it comes to how to activate Wakelet in 2022 and get the most out of it. So bye, James. Bye, Elle. I'm going to remove you off the stream, and we'll catch up with you in just a moment.
See you soon.
And Amy, I'm going to share your screen, and feel free to take it away.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much handing over, and hello, yes, again, everyone. So excited to be here. And if you are like me, you look forward to the start of the year because it's kind of a chance to have a refresh, have a revamp of everything, get a new diary, start afresh. So I wanted to kind of highlight some of those ways that you can use Wakelet in a kind of organizational sense. And you can start off the year with planning and sort of getting all of your ducks in a row and sort of, starting on the right foot and putting everything in place. So I just wanted to, showcase a few examples that I've seen from educators who have, I think, done that really well. And it's kind of an organizer's dream. So I just wanted to use this opportunity to showcase those and hopefully give you a bit of inspiration as well. But like Ms. said, if you like any of these ideas, if you use them yourself maybe, and you have some profiles, collections to share, please pop them into the chat, because I know we'd love to see them and everyone else would as well. So I wanted to jump up first and kind of showcase this profile. Now, you may have seen this before, because I do love highlighting this one, because I just think it's a simplistic concept, but it kind of embodies everything that you can do in Wakelet into one, but in a really nice, clear way. In its kind of simplest form, but in a really powerful form as well. So to start with, simply organizing your resources and just giving it an opportunity, or giving yourself an opportunity, I should say, to share those out really easily. So this profile here, I mean, if you're using spaces, this was created in a space. It's a perfect opportunity for you to be able to break down all of those subjects that you're teaching, if you're teaching a number of different subjects and topics, and then even kind of creating like a folder system within those. I know spaces can be used collaboratively, and you can invite colleagues to then add to these resources and add to these collections as well. But it's also a really nice way for you to send out a bulk load of resources in one place. And as you can see, this educator has done a history profile, and that can be a math, English, anything that you're teaching, and has done collections for each of these topics within that subject, and has thrown in all of these amazing resources. So it's kind of like a resource hub of different content that's been gathered together by educators, by the experts of these topics as well. So it's a really nice way to be able to organize those, throw them all together. Like I said, you can do it collaboratively as well. And then you can just simply share that out all in one. So I just think it really highlights how the power of Wakelet and just simply organizing all of those resources in, like I said, it's kind of simplest form, but you can do much more with that. And we know that, and I'll show a few more examples, but I really love this profile to just highlight that, starting to break down that kind of content that you already have, and organizing it in this kind of fashion. A similar way is this one here as well, this parent resource profile as well. So if you're starting the year and you want to enhance that communication between home and school, and you want to enable your students' parents to be able to access these resources, the resources that you have, a little bit easier as well. This is a great way to be able to put a profile together. And again, because as you may know, with Wakelet, others don't have to have a Wakelet account to be able to view this. So again, you can put together a profile such as this with all of these collections full of fantastic resources in lots of different categories here, games and things like that they can do at home as well if you still have students remotely or anything like that. This is great for the parents to be able to do activities and things like that at home as well. But you can use that for all sorts of different reasons. If ways as well, you can have a collection on different things that they need to know, like a calendar throughout the year, events that student parents need to be aware of, and things like that. So I really like this one because, like I said, it just highlights how you can break that down, but also share it out in sort of one whole place as well. And it looks really great as well. It's almost like creating your sort of mini site to be able to send to parents, students, colleagues, friends, family, anyone you like there as well. So I also wanted to highlight this one, Darcy, one of our wonderful ambassadors. She uses Wakelet in a great way, and I know a lot, and I'm hoping a lot of you will be going to some conferences this year. I know they've started opening up, and I know the Wakelet team are super excited to be going to some as well. So hopefully you will be finding yourself at a few conferences as well, whether that's virtually or in person. Wakelet is a great way for you to be able to organize all of those ideas that were shared and pop all of your notes and refer back to them later as well. And Darcy does that wonderfully. I've got the example here that she used to document Wakelet Community Week. So with this, and you can do it in whatever way you'd like. If you wanted, I've seen like conferences over a period of days, you know, having sort of one collection per day or something like that. But you could also do that all the whole week, all in one collection as well, like this one. And what I love about what Darcy's done here is all of the sessions that she's gone to. Obviously, she's collected the resources, but I know you guys do it. You screenshot the webinars, any ideas that are shared and things like that. So all of those screenshots and all of those ideas that were shared by the fantastic speakers we have at Community Week or at the conferences that you're attending, or even your own, screenshot those, pop those into a collection, and then you can write little notes as well. So you remember it and you can look back on it and remember, oh yeah, that was a really great thing that that Darcy said, or so-and-so, and you can refer back to it, and it kind of sparks those ideas again as well. Because I know when you go to conferences and you watch all of these sessions, that's a lot of information coming in. It's fantastic, but you want to be able to take it away with you after and refer back and remember all of those cool things that you learned as well. So I love that she's even put quotes and things like that that have been mentioned as well. I believe she did one for Spring Q, and this is really cool. Again, writing a few notes just on the sessions that she's attended, any screenshots, any resources and things like that that were shared. So if one of your New Year's resolutions maybe is to enhance your professional development, you're going to be going to sessions, attending the Wakelet sessions and things like that, pop them into collections and, you know, organize all of that so you can refer back to it later. And they're great to then look back on, you know, even at the end of the year or something like that. You can then look back, you can have a portfolio of everything you've learned throughout the year, and you can remember those fantastic sessions that you attended as well. So I really love that. And like I said, have it up whilst you're watching a session, write your little notes in Wakelet and things like that. You can have it alongside, if you've got the app, pop it on the app, and then you can write it and add to your collection as you go. So there's loads of ways you can put something like that together. It doesn't have to be an afterthought. You could do it during as well. So yeah, this is a really fantastic one, and you'll see so many like this shared as well. So share them out, and it's great for those who maybe couldn't come to the conference, and you can share that out with your fellow teachers and things like that. Now, this one I wanted to grab. I've actually stolen this from Elle with her permission, but I really wanted to showcase this one because, as you will all know, columns is one of our latest layouts, and we're super excited to see, well, we've already seen so many fantastic ways to use it, and we can't wait to see more throughout this year. And it can be used great for collaboration, having a column, say, for each student or something like that, but also for that organizational side as well. And it kind of follows on to the professional development side. Say you are going to a number of sessions, or you're going to a conference, have a column for each. Have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever days it is, or even like I was on here with the different webinars. So these are all of our webinars that we've put on, and what she's done with the PD summer overview that we did, and what she's done is she's put these into different categories. So we've got a getting started one, so we've got the masterclass in there, educators one there, the Wakelet in 5 minutes, portfolios and creativity, those that are perfect for librarians. So you could do this in all kinds of ways. So if you've attended sessions that were particularly on sort of the admin side or anything like that, something on collaboration, something on curation, you can break those into that and then refer back to them. Great for tech coaches just here. You've got connecting with community, so our community specials, collaboration, the showcase one, which is really cool here as well. So if you wanted to look back at our wonderful showcase ones, you can grab this. So I will share out, I should have said at the beginning, all of the examples and things that we do share. We'll make sure you get those sent to you, and we'll be popping them in the chat and things like that as well. So you can refer back to these later, but I have this actually saved on my profile because I love taking a look back on it. And so when Elle put this together, it was just fantastic. But yeah, there's so many. And of course, with columns, you can have as many as you like. It's completely unlimited. So you can have as many columns as you like, and you can just keep adding to it and adding to it. So whether that's simply days of the week, and you just want to document a conference that way, or whether it's over a long period of time, all of those different sessions, or the different, webinars that you've attended and stuff like that, you can pop those all in there as well. So it's just a really nice way to organize that and to document all of those so you can refer back to them later. This next one is something that you can use every day. So I know I'm throwing lots of ideas out to you. So like I said, we will be sharing all of these, and I know the guys have got some fantastic ones to share with you also. But yeah, this is a lesson plan by Saida here, and she put this together for her class. And I love seeing Wakelet. I love seeing lesson plans on Wakelet because I think it's a really nice way to kind of like clearly deliver the lesson and sort of present that. So you can use this in a kind of presentation mode. Ensure that you have everything on one page, and you can just scroll through activity by activity, and you can use that sort of to showcase and present on your with your class. Or you could use this and send it out to students to enhance their independent learning. They can work through this at their own pace. You've got all of the different information, their objectives. You can pop in the documents they need to complete. You can put in instructional videos or anything like that they can get on with and sort of work in their own time. And it just really allows them to work their way through that. And it's a really nice step-by-step way of delivering that content as well. And kind of just sums it up really nicely. I love seeing that in the sort of media view. I think it's perfect for that. And like I said, it just either allows you to have it all in that one place, and then you're going into that lesson and it's all clearly there, and you could either send that out to a student maybe working remotely, or sending that to a sub, or even giving that to a fellow teacher to work through as well, if you wanted to hand over some resources. So you can share this around. And this leads me perfectly onto my next one. And a few of you may have already seen this page, but I just wanted to send it as a reminder, because things like this, we know a lot of you put so much work into these collections, and we want to just make that easier for you. So on Wakelet, you are able to make copies of these and create things like templates. And with templates, it just means that it kind of, saves you time with having to redo everything that you've done before, and you can kind of just fill in the gaps. So, and to save you even more time, we hope, we have put together a templates page. So if you haven't seen this one already, have this in your bookmarks, because you'll see a lot of ideas. You might get a little bit of inspiration in here as well, especially with things like the new column layouts. If you're not too sure how to use it just yet, you can get a little bit of inspo on here. But as you can see, there's loads of different ideas. It's been broken down into different sections, and you can grab these templates and just simply copy them down. So if you go here, you can copy that collection. That's yours. You can make all the edits you like, and then that's yours, and you can add to it. So say you wanted to do a weekly planner, perfect for organizing your week, popping in your lesson plans, popping in the resources that you need. Even the recipes, what you're going to make for dinner, pop in those as well. So these are already in place for you, and then you can just make a copy of them and have those for others as well, share them around. And there's so many on here as well. There's also a few that have been created from our community as well. So community members have actually put these together and shared them out. And you can also find some great templates on Wakelet as well. If you go to the search, there's some fantastic templates out there as well. We have a number of ambassadors, leaders, and members who all share fantastic templates and are more than happy for you to make a copy and use them yourself. So if you want to save a bit of time, also get a bit of inspiration as well, templates is a way to go. I love seeing them shared on Twitter, and I know that a lot of educators out there love them as well. So Wakelet enables you to actually make templates, create templates, and save those down just to save you a bit of time and organize your lessons and things like that as well. So that is me. I'm going to clear my throat, and then I'm going to pass back to you guys. But oh, excuse me, I'll jump back now.
I absolutely love that. I mean, templates are like such a game changer, I think, for educators, because I know that it can always be a little bit overwhelming when you start a new platform and it's like a blank slate, and it's kind of just left up to you to decide how you want to do it, which is a positive, but it's always nice to have a bit of a helping hand. And a big thank you to all of the educators out there who've like submitted templates for us to put into that area. And if you have an awesome template, please feel free to get in touch with any of us, and we'll consider it for that page. Just head to the templates page. We just shared it on the YouTube chat now, wakelet.com/@templates. And yeah, it's an incredible place to go, I think, as a starting point as well, along with all the other stuff that we do, like the beginners webinars. For me, the templates area is like, it not only gives you the tools that you need to get what you want done, but it also showcases the different ways that you can use Wakelet as well. So
yeah, gives you a lot of inspiration. Yeah, it's a good
Right,
go-to, especially if you're starting out and you just want a little bit of inspiration. You can kind of then see that framework, you can see that template, and it kind of gets that idea, the cogs ticking.
the idea of germinating.
And it's there for you as well. But yeah, that's one of the fantastic things with our community. They're great at sharing the work that they've done and showcasing that, so that it makes it easier for other educators as well. So yeah, have a little type in the search and explore on Wakelet, because you can see some fantastic stuff, because our educators aren't shy on making those public, so you can get some inspo there as well.
I also love the first collections that you showed, because it like brings it back down to the basics, which is just breaking down subjects into easily digestible chunks, things which I'm sure when we were at school we would have appreciated. It's very different when you get given like a big textbook or like a 50-page document or something, and then told to like read through it and revise. It's a bit overwhelming. When you have everything separated into these easily digestible chunks, like you showed on the history profile, it becomes much easier, I think, for you to sort of engage with the content and learn. And then also the parents element of it as well. I know that this year there's being a big push in the educator community to involve parents more in what's going on in the classroom. So Wakelet's an incredible way to do that. You just showed one of the ways there, but whether it's through newsletters, whether it's through like a parent teacher handbook, there's so many different ways that you can engage parents on Wakelet and kind of bring them into the conversation, get them involved in their children's learning as well. Thank you so much, Amy. That was incredible.
Thank you. Excited to see everyone else's now.
I know, right? Okay,
jump in the chat now.
We've got James. Hey, brother.
Hello. You all right?
Yeah, good, man. I'm really excited to see what you've got. So if you just pull it up on your screen, I'll be able to add your screen to the chat. Here we go. Oh, we're starting in a really cool place. Okay, yes. Take it away, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I believe it is a cool place. I've been showing this profile to a lot of librarians and media specialists at the start of this year, because I just discovered it. This is Kayla McNaughton's profile. She's a Wakelet ambassador, and she is a tech integration specialist, media specialist, librarian, kind of all in one. And we will share this afterwards, so please do check out the entirety of her profile. But I just kind of want to scroll through it just so you could see everything she uses it for, and you might pick up a few ideas, and I'll go into a few actual collections. But as Amy said here, kind of one way of using Wakelet is for documenting and kind of capturing the conferences that you go to, saving all the resources down, and then sharing them out to your teachers and your colleagues. But then further down, as you know, with media specialists that you work with, librarians, they have tons of content out there, and they are looking to kind of further engage their environment and their library and their media. So what Kayla's done really nice here is actually split her profile up into really nice kind of bite-sized sections. So here under biographies, these are kind of famous figures that the kids will be searching. And inside of each one of these, she's just created kind of the best videos and articles and web pages on these famous people, like Andy Warhol here. She's hand-selected, so they don't have to go out and find it. Of course they can do, but they've got a nice rich bank of content all here on their famous figures that they'll be searching for. And of course it goes on and on to other things. She's one thing I really wanted to show was the technology, but throughout this profile, whether it's they're looking at certain animals in science, in social studies, certain topics, all of the best curated material that she's found as the expert, as the media specialist, is all in one place. And what I want to show for those tech coaches out there, I know at the start of the year, you're probably doing some research into tech tools and the tech tools you're using and how to further implement them into the school, into the classrooms. Well, Kayla does a great job of this here. All of the tools that she's using this year, she has, again, curated those amazing resources from the web, whether they are webinars like this, whether they are YouTube videos of tips, whether they are social media posts or from other users. She has gone ahead and created them. So whether you're using Canva or Edpuzzle, Google Forms, Jamboard, or even Wakelet as an example, you can go ahead and capture everything, whether it's PDFs, whether it's images on how to use Wakelet. Again, like I said, videos, blogs, everything is inside of here. So she can collect it all and then very simply click share and share that out. So it's almost like Kayla's profile is a one-stop shop for her library and her tech resources, everything in one place. And again, this really does set it apart. This really allows you to look through those sections and get that bite-sized information in the right area. So that's one thing I do love. But yeah, definitely check out the rest of Kayla's profile because I've only shown a glimpse there. So hopefully that's piqued your interest. One other kind of collection and idea that I've seen pop up even more so this year, in the start of this school year, and I know Misbah is a big advocate of these sort of collections, is calming rooms and mindfulness collections. And I know Diane Wilson, one of our amazing ambassadors, has been showcasing these for probably around 1.5 years, 2 years. But these are really, really important, especially in times like this when people are going back to school. And we probably do need to focus more on not only students' mental health and the mindfulness of them, but also teachers. So this is a teacher and student and even parent calming room where the counsellor from the school, Megan, has put together videos, articles, advice, tips and blogs all around mindfulness and making sure that everyone is kind of ready for the new year. And if they're not, there's stuff here to help them get going, from meditation, from kind of looking into nature and how that can help, and even stuff like simple things like linking to coloring books that will help kind of ease people's minds. So I really do like these collections. Again, I've seen them crop up more and more. So it's probably a good idea to inform your counsellors about them and see if they can transform their resources they have anyway into Wakelet, nice and organised, and again, have a one-stop shop for anything to do with the counsellor in your school. So that's calming rooms that I really want to share. And then kind of just to go back a bit into Wakelet and using it for organisation, you can really strip it back. And if you don't want to use Wakelet for adding content, you don't need to. I think a lot of people have started out this way in simple forms, just using Wakelet to almost take notes and bullet point. I think Amy's example before of kind of creating a conference or webinars and making notes is a really nice way of using Wakelet. It's a nice way to just keep your notes in an organized form and saved so you can easily refine them again. And that's what Brandy, one of our, again, amazing ambassadors, has done here. This is a class supply list, and she has listed everything that the parents will need to get for their students for the school year, from notebooks to glue sticks, erasers, pencils. But again, this is a supply list. There's no reason why you couldn't make a list for things to do this week, or as Amy mentioned, a weekly planner, or kind of notes to self ahead of a conference, and then having those post-conference notes as well. But then obviously with Wakelet, you can take it so much further, just like Brandy has, and she's actually linked out to allow for quick shopping of these materials, to look at the notebooks, to look at pencils and markers, erasers, and other stationery. So it's a great way to kind of, like I say, take notes and take that one step further and actually add that content in for easier and quicker viewing, not just for yourself, but for other people as well. So that is a really nice one. And then a wish list at the bottom too. One other one I want to show, and this is because a lot of people do ask, how can I use Wakelet in robotics, or how can I use Wakelet in math or geometry? And sometimes it might be a hard question to answer, especially for those tech coaches and integrators that are trying to show people how to use Wakelet. Well, I found this example from Mark, and I think it sums it up really nicely. I think with Wakelet, whenever you're looking to kind of boost engagement of your students or your teachers in any subject or topic, having content, amazing content you find on the web in one simple place, and just look how organized this is as well. I think it's a game changer, really, especially for these topics like math and geometry, and you're looking to make them more engaging. This does it all. You can see it here. For example, for any resources that anyone needs for geometry or in math, he's got some indexes here that you can search through. Really, really nice and easy for them to find. Instead of them having to go to the web and have a look through and that experience hard for them to look for it, he's organized everything they need for this geometry class in one place. All the tools, all the things they need for the students throughout the year. But again, you can then share this to other teachers to help them on their way as well. But it's really, really nice way to show you that Wakelet can be used for every subject. And for those that you may struggle, oh, how can I use it in math? Well, here's an example, just all those resources that your students will need during the year, add them in one place. Again, a one-stop shop. They know where to go, and it's super organized, especially with this column layout as well. And then what I wanted to show also was this fun collection, of course. This is a really nice classroom activity that this teacher, Neha, has done. She has managed to put together a collection of the students' work. And this is just an example of students learning to animate, which I thought was pretty cool. But you could use this for literally anything. This is animation, but you could literally use Wakelet to house all of your students' work. It could be poems that they're writing. It could be a video of them singing. It could be a video of them explaining a certain topic, presenting. It could be even a Google slide of their presentation as well. It's just a great way using a collaborative collection of adding all of that work in one place so you can easily grade it, but again, also easily share it out to parents to view, other colleagues and your school community as well. But yeah, I thought these were really nice. Again, really nice kind of creative project for students of animation. But this could be literally anything from animation, like I said, to poems and so on and so on. But I just thought these were pretty cute animations to show off. And I'm sure the students worked really hard for this. But so nice and easy now for Neha to go ahead and react on these, leaving thumbs up, love heart, 100, great idea or celebration, and really celebrate the students' work. They've worked hard and collected in one place. And then my final thing that I wanted to show is kind of away from organizing, but more for classroom activities. And I've been a firm believer in these, especially if you're looking to engage your class at the start of this year, whether that is in the classroom or even remotely. It's a great idea to use these collaborative collections to, again, kind of spark that creativity, get them engaged in class, and then also have a chance to kind of peer assess and peer review others' work as well. So I've got a few examples here, but what I seem to find is a lot of teachers will use this as a warm-up activity, just like Richard here, in which that you will ask a simple question in the collection, invite everyone in the class, and within 5 minutes, you'll have all their answers in one place. So whether it is, what is your favorite destination for holiday? You can see all the students can write their answers in. They can all leave videos and images so everyone can understand where they like to visit, like so. You could ask them how they're feeling today. Really, really nice and easy one to make sure you know how they're feeling. You can then follow up with them, especially remotely. This is a really nice one to understand, especially at the start of the year as well. Then we have ideas like, what is your favorite sport and why, from Gunyan here. Really nice idea to get everyone involved, let their voices be heard, and they can all see it in one place. And again, they can even react on ones that they agree with and really like as well. Again, from Gunhan, what is your favorite place and why? Understanding what they like, learning as well. If someone says they'd like to visit Madame Tussauds, they can then further their research and understand what Madame Tussauds is, or search for Paris, research Dubai, and so on. And I just think this is, like I said, really, really nice. And then you can even go further into what is your favorite subject, and again, even further than that, about your class. What did you like about today's lesson? What can we improve on for next lesson? And even again, further for group research projects, you could then say, let's all research Paris, and let's all add in our favorite bits of research, our favorite artifacts we found, whether they're videos, articles, blogs, you name it, all in one place. But just wanted to show real quick how you can really create a collaborative classroom culture within literally minutes. Create a collection, ask a question, invite your students, and then you'll see all of their amazing answers and work in one place afterwards. And that is everything that I wanted to share. I don't know if there's any questions, Misbah, and I'm sure some of them are your favorites as well that I shared.
Yeah, those were absolutely awesome, James. I love like the selection that you had. And I wanted to start off by just saying that like everything that you've shown, despite it being super significant and like really innovative, it's very, very easy to do, right? We're not like showing stuff that's difficult to do or that's really time consuming. Like the stuff that gets created on Wakelet that we generally share out is really easy to do. Like it doesn't take more than 20 minutes to put a collection together that can, make such a difference to your students' learning. I also love the emphasis that you made, James, on things being like hand-picked, handcrafted, hand-selected. That's again what Wakelet is all about. It's having that sort of personal touch, taking things that are going to improve the learning prospects of your students, or things that you think your audience will find interesting, and using your expertise to thread everything together in a way that makes sense. So I love that you use those words. And then Kayla's profile as well used another phrase which I think was awesome, which is like a one-stop shop. So many educators this year, I think, are getting ready to create like a one-stop shop on Wakelet. Obviously, there's so many that are on the platform already, but I think that's a really good goal or an ambition to have, at least by the end of the first term, to have a one-stop shop, like a microsite where everything that the student needs to support their learning is there. And it can either apply to your students, it can apply to your own sort of professional development, whatever it is. But I just really liked that idea of like a one-stop shop. And then lastly, like calming rooms, like obviously I was a big fan when you showed that one. I think that
yes, of course,
those kind of things I'm obviously going to love, but obviously, like you said, so important nowadays to have that element in your teaching. And I think it makes a big difference as well. We have so many educators in the community who are like super committed to making sure that their students have like, the best possible mental health given the circumstances. And things like calming rooms are a really great way to just direct your students to and say, if you're ever feeling down, if you're feeling a little bit anxious about things, if things are getting a bit overwhelming, you've lovingly handpicked a bunch of resources that you think are going to help the situation. So yeah, absolutely love those, James. Which one's your favorite?
Thank you very much. Do you know what? I was just about to say, the calming room for me is one of my favorites, because it's not only like I say, it's a great kind of cause, great to have for the students and teachers as well. But it's just in a way that the students would like it as well. It's not a leaflet. It's not kind of a conversation. You've got these resources here that you can go to, and again, they're hand selected, but you can handpick to watch them or read them. They're all in different formats. So for me, especially, if I was going to do it from personal experience, I would go to the YouTube videos and I would watch them and kind of meditate as well. So I like the choice there.
Yeah. YouTube videos, breathing bubbles, like games and things. It's really awesome. Well, thank you so much, James. Really appreciated that, man. Okay, next up we've got Al. Al, I'm going to add you to the stream now. Hey, Al, how's it going?
All good, thank you, Misbah. How are you?
I'm very, very well, thank you. I've been waiting this whole time to see what kind of stuff that you're going to show, because I know that you've got some tricks up your sleeve. So I'm going to go ahead and add your screen to the stream. There we go. Okay, kick it off, Elle. Let's see what you got.
Of course. So this webinar and everything that James and Amy have just showed, and I'm sure what Misbah will show next, it's all about organization and how you can organize Wakelet and everything that you put on Wakelet. And to me, that kind of comes down to what your profile looks like. So I have sections online, as sort of Amy showed earlier and James touched on. And this is what my profile looks like. So I split all of my sort of different collections into different categories, and then make sure that they're all in the right sections. So when anyone visits my profile, when I visit my profile, I know exactly where everything is. So I always usually start with my playlist, just because they're something I put out every month. And what I love about my playlists is that it's just 16 of my top songs that month. And whenever I'm thinking, oh, what was my music taste like this time last year, I can jump back and I can see everything that I really liked. And I can also go through and just enjoy listening to tunes that I know I enjoyed before, and just sort of seeing, do I still like this song? Is it still something that I would look at? And still something that I'd want to dive into, and 9 times out of 10 that is the case. But I love that kind of time capsule kind of vibe to these playlists. So yeah, if you're ever looking for some good music, by all means, jump into one of my playlists, and hopefully you find or you like what you find in there. But yeah, I really like it using the grid view as well. I think the kind of collections that or the way that the collection looks, it just looks really neat. It looks organized, and that's what I really like. I love when things look nice and neat, similar to what Amy was saying earlier with kind of getting a new notebook because it's the new year. I love all of that, and I love reorganizing. So being able to change the different collection layouts is something that I absolutely love. And then diving further into my profile, you kind of get to everything that I'm reading at the moment. So as with every year, my New Year's resolution is always to try and read more and to delve into more books. And one of my favorite ways to do that is to track what I'm reading. So I have a look at what I've got in my to read pile, what I've got that I'm currently reading at the moment, and then books that I've completed reading. But if I wanted to, I can dive into each of these different descriptions, and I can add even more kind of reviews or my thoughts on each of the books that I've read. I personally prefer to do a whole collection on that. So again, you'll see that these different collections here are all my different book reviews from different books that I've read. But again, it just means that everything's organized, it's all in the right place. And if I ever recommend a book to someone and they think, or they say, why should I read that? I can link them to the exact collection where I've got my full review, and they can get all of my thoughts in one place. So I love that about Wakelet as well. And then I've also got my travel section as well. So with hopefully the world opening a little bit more, being able to plan some trips to different places, maybe some bucket list places that I'd love to jump onto or go to. And what I also really like is not only planning a trip, but then being able to reflect on it and create kind of a scrapbook. So recently, kind of over New Year, my family and I went to North Wales to Llandudno, and we were able to see the seals, which are just at the cove here. I took some photos, and I just wanted to be able to share them with my family who weren't able to travel with us. So I dropped all of my favourite pictures into this Wakelet collection so they could dive in and have a look. And I also included a few facts about the seals, where in Llandudno you can actually go and see the seals as well, if anyone was interested and wanted to go down. But it was a really nice trip, and it's a really nice way to reflect on the trip and to look back and to think of such a nice memory. And again, you can recommend it to people and you can show them exactly where they need to go, and it's all organized neatly on Wakelet. And even in the kind of mood board layout that I've got here, it still looks really nice because of the way that the images are kind of loading on there and the way that you're able to drag things around. So it just feeds into that organization, and it just makes you feel really good. But yeah, some of my other sections include different recipes. So I like making separate collections for each recipe that I want to try. So when I'm in the supermarket or I'm looking for things to eat for dinner, I know exactly where I can go to find everything I need. So one of my favorite meals at the moment are these hoisin mushroom wraps. So I just drop the collection, drop all of the ingredients in here, the method, add some nice pictures just to make it look even more tasty than it already is. And I know exactly where to go when I'm feeling a bit hungry. And then my final kind of couple of sections on here are my learning sections. And this is whenever I think of maybe something I want to learn, something I want to know, a random question, I quickly jot a note down, or I make a Wakelet collection, and I can add things into that as I'm researching that topic. So one of the things that I found out recently was is this crash site that happened in 1948. So I just did a bit of research around it, where it was. It's fairly near to Manchester, so not too far away from us. But yeah, there was just a lot of information around it. I found it quite interesting. I could add in a few images that I found online, as well as some other videos. And again, if anyone ever spoke to me about this, or I wanted to share this with anyone, it's super simple to just jump into the share button, and straight away I can copy the link and send it out, or share it on social as well. So yeah, and then one of my favorite collections as well that I've put together, again, just for the organization and the kind of aesthetic reasons, is some of my favorite fonts. So as many people know, I'm on the design team here at Wakelet. So looking at fonts is something that I really enjoy, as weird as it sounds. So yeah, it was really nice to kind of put this all together and dive into some fonts. So whenever we're looking at projects, or we've got some new campaigns coming up, we can jump in, get inspired, and we've got a place to start rather than thinking, what should I do next? So yeah, there are a few of my favorite collections, and I know they're not maybe education related, but that's some of my favorite ways to stay organized.
Who cares? They were incredible. They were really awesome, Al. I think that like what it looks like is that you've sort of got in the habit of curating just interesting things that you find, and that can translate really well to students as well, like getting your students into the habit of documenting the things that they learn in their own sort of unique way. So I really love that. And you know, the stuff which I'm about to share is also like more of the personal use as well. But I always like say to people that if like everybody in the chat now, if you're ever like kind of sharing Wakelet with somebody who wants to explain, like you want to explain how Wakelet works, it's completely fine to like encourage them to use it like on a personal level first before they move into using it for teaching. You know, there's so many incredible things that we all use Wakelet for, like around the world, that have nothing to do with education or learning or even professional stuff. You know, the stuff that you showed just then was incredible. The music playlists, the reading lists. I've got something that I'm showing that's kind of similar to both of those. I know that we're fighting over who gets to show it, but they're different enough, I suppose. And then also like a really important one, which is like capturing memories. But it's not just capturing memories in the same way that like a photo album or something would. It's capturing memories and then contextualizing them with like other kind of content. Like you have like a map there and, you know, information about the seals and stuff rather than just the pictures. So yeah, absolutely love that. I'm sure that everybody in the audience is super inspired to go away and start curating a reading list or a music list. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Elle. That was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on one of the points you made there of the fact that it's down to you how you present the information, and it can be completely customized to maybe your way of learning or your way of showing information. So that is, again, what I love about Wakelet, that you can change it up with maybe just the cover images, the background images. You can throw in different layouts, anything that you want it to be. You've got complete creative freedom. So yeah, start with what you love and then allow it to kind of spiral from there.
Awesome. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Elle. I'll bring you on just before we finish. You can give everyone a wave goodbye. So I'm the last one here now. So I've got to try and impress you guys. That's a really, really tough act to follow. But I'm going to show you, I think that like everybody that uses Wakelet has that one thing that they use it for like religiously every single day. And I'm going to share with you what it is in my case. So let me just share my screen real quickly. And here we go. Okay, so I'm on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Okay, and for those of you who don't know, it's a movie site that kind of like curates different movies and aggregates all the different scores that it gets from critics, and then tells you whether it's a great movie or if it's not so great. And I'm a huge fan of movies. Like I really, really miss going to the cinema during the pandemic. So I tend to now do most of my movie watching at home, like on Netflix, Amazon Prime. But I realized very, very often, I know that a lot of people will probably be able to relate to this, that you're looking forward to watch something on Netflix, and then you make your food, and then you're sat down, and then you spend like 25 minutes scrolling through trying to find something to watch, and you don't want to commit to anything, so on and so forth. And I got really tired of that like a couple of years back. So I created a Wakelet collection called a movie watch list, and it's amazing, right? Every single time that I stumble upon like a trailer on YouTube or somebody on Twitter saying that this movie is really good, or every time I see something with a really cool review like this, I just go ahead and click the little W for the browser extension, out pops my collections, and then I scroll down to my movie watch list and I just save it in like that. And then what ends up happening is when I finally get the chance to sit down at the end of the night and watch a good movie, rather than wasting 20 minutes, my food's going cold, blah, 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 I just pull up this collection on my app. And I've got 90 items here. Some of them I've watched, but all of the items which I've seen have been added here. So all of these are movies that I want to get around to watching. And then I'm thinking of expanding on this, and every movie that I finish, I'm going to kind of like review it and put it in like a separate collection. So yeah, this is how I'm using Wakelet like virtually every single day to just kind of add things to. But I would recommend that if you're an enthusiast on anything, or if you're like passionate about something, the browser extension is such a cool thing to use, because without it, I wouldn't really think, oh, I'm going to go ahead and like copy and paste this and then open up Wakelet and do it. When I have the browser extension installed, it's like, it's already there. I just make that quick connection. Here's a movie I want to watch, click the browser extension, boom, it's done. Another way which I'm planning on using Wakelet this year is for traveling, right? For making actual itineraries and travel plans. So last year, I was really lucky to visit Croatia. And as you all know, we've got an incredible Wakelet community living in Croatia. I didn't get the chance to see them, but I kind of felt like I did, because when I was planning my trip, I put my where I was staying here, I put information about the ferries, my passenger locator form, and then I found all of the restaurants that I wanted to eat at in the area that I was staying. But then I thought to myself, you know what? I've got like incredible friends from the Wakelet community who live in Croatia. So all I did was I just shared this collection to them as a collaborative link, and then they started throwing stuff in. So you can see here, like Ivana and who else? Anita and all the other Croatian ambassadors started adding content in here, recommending places to go exactly where I was staying. So I thought it was absolutely beautiful. So what I plan on doing this year is when I'm planning on traveling anywhere, hopefully travel opens up for everybody as well soon, is I'm just going to find somebody who lives there, who's a local, and send them a Wakelet collection and have them put their recommendations in, because it was a real lifesaver having that input. So those are just two cool ways which I plan on continuing to use Wakelet this year. And the other thing which I wanted to show you, which is kind of like a bit of a segue, but I know that a lot of you are starting the year and it's a little bit overwhelming, and you're trying to plan for your curriculum and you're trying to plan for your lessons and things. And we're supporting you with templates and ideas and lesson plans and things. But this is such a good time to start the Wakelet Student Ambassador Program. Now, I'm 100% plugging this right now, but I don't care because it's amazing. We've literally had hundreds of thousands of students enrolled on the program since it started, and it's more popular than ever. So it's a really, really awesome time to get started. For those of you who don't know, the Student Ambassador Program is a free course that we put together with the help of two incredible educators, Tish and Deb, two Wakelet ambassadors. And the Student Ambassador Program is a way for you to engage your students through 6 key tasks that are going to just supercharge and blow up their digital citizenship and their digital skills. It's been designed to really fill in those gaps in the curriculum that you might face when it comes to digital skills. It's really fun, it's really empowering, but most importantly, it's self-paced. It's up to you to decide how you want to do this with your students. The response that we've had to it has been amazing. It awakens certain talents in students, which nobody ever thought they had. Students are engaged by it, and at the end of it, they don't only collect all of these badges for the 6 tasks that they do, they also get an official student ambassador certificate, and they become an official Wakelet student ambassador, which is amazing for their own personal development as well. So I'm going to very quickly show you the place where your students will be doing all this from. It's very easy to enroll them. You just go on that page that I was just on. We'll share it in the links. And after you've enrolled your students, you direct them to this page here. And this is incredible. We've made it really, really easy for your students to begin. All of the tasks are done on a module basis, and they're simple enough and engaging enough and fun enough for them to get, but they're also challenging enough for them to get like a real mental workout out of it. So if we take a look at task 1, for example, that's all about curation. It's all about you. It's all about digital citizenship. This task simply asks the student to create a collection sharing who they are, right? So they have to create a collection about themselves, talk about their hobbies, their interests. They can share their favorite videos, their favorite dishes, their favorite music. And the whole idea behind this is to get their students used to sharing things online that are safe and things that are going to kind of enhance their digital footprint as opposed to kind of mess it up. And then there's the critical thinking task, the creativity task, the collaboration task, and all of them are incredible. They all challenge students in an amazing way. So they've all been designed, as you can see as well, in a way that's super engaging for students. We didn't want to make this boring, which is why we've got GIFs on there. We've tried to make it as fun and as cool as possible, with reactions and examples and things that they can share on social as well. Now, what starts as just a few tasks, the culmination of all of this in terms of the end of the ambassador program is when everything comes together in a digital portfolio, which should be your #1 aim for your students this year. Really, really, really empower them through encouraging the use of a digital portfolio on Wakelet. This is where they get to share all of the things that they are the most proud of when it comes to their academic achievements, extracurricular achievements, personal achievements. This is an example of a student ambassador called Honora Elias. She's incredible. She did the student ambassador program, and that led to her creating this incredible showcase of all of the awesome things that she's done. So, rather than just saying on an application form, my hobby is designing graphics, or my hobby is singing, or I play the guitar. Well, like here, when I click on the flute collection, it's actual videos of Honora performing flute in the school band, which is like next level. It really fleshes out who she is as a character. It's super empowering. And I know that Honora has been sharing this profile with stakeholders in her future. So, whether it's jobs, whether it's admissions to universities and that kind of thing. So absolutely love it. And I'd also like to shout out Batul as well, another amazing student ambassador, created this awesome digital portfolio, documented her student ambassador journey. All in all, honestly, don't even think about it. It's free, it's easy, it's self-paced. And the best part is you don't have to think much about it. It's kind of self-starting and self-finishing. You just send your students to this page, and when they complete a task, you just send them a badge. And when they complete all 6 of them, you give them a certificate. So yeah, I would recommend that everybody head to community.wakelet.com/student ambassadors and yeah, get stuck into a really, really awesome course that is designed to empower your students and give them a real head start when it comes to their own personal and professional development. And welcome back, everybody. I just wanted to welcome you back to say goodbye just before we finish.
Yeah. Oh,
sorry, go on.
No, thank you for sharing all of those fantastic things as well. There was just a couple of things on the student ambassador program that came through on the chat, and we are looking. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Bibble, we are starting to roll out different languages of the student ambassador program. I believe it is now available in Spanish.
It's available in Spanish, yeah, which is incredible. And
awesome.
This year we're going to be translating it into more as well.
Yeah, so yeah, if there are languages you want to see it in, or part of the community and want to get involved in that process as well, we'd love to hear from you. So yeah, let us know what you want to see it in, and yeah, we'll work towards it.
I'll just answer that question from Shada as well. It is available for all students of any age. You know, if your students are online, they're digital citizens. So, you know, they need to learn key digital skills in order to stay safe and understand about digital footprint, digital citizenship, and that kind of thing. But the way that Deb and Tish did an incredible job of the tasks, the way that they're done is that, like, students of any age, you know, it doesn't matter whether they're in university or whether they're, you know, 11 to 13, whatever. It's a digital space. They're going to get the same kind of skills out of it. Okay, awesome. So I think that's all we've got time for today, unless there was anything that Amy and James wanted to share in terms of any messages to the community.
No, we've just popped the link for your certificate, but we'll keep sharing that out if you've missed it. But yeah, pop your details in that link and we'll get your certificate sent to you, and you can document that in a Wakelet and start curating this session here. But no, for now, thank you so much for joining as always. And if you do have any other questions about the Student Ambassador Program or any of the resources we've shared, or you just want to say hello, just pop us an email at community@wakelet.com. We're on the other side of that, so we're always happy to answer any questions that you've got on those particular programs that we run. So yeah, reach out. But for now, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to talk to you all.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great new year.
Great new year, everyone. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.